My name's Arjun Bhogal, and for the last 5 years, I took this route. Unconventionally, I took it by foot, but we'll start from the beginning. um, the Border Walk project kind of grew at university while I was studying, living with some friends, and we kind of came up with the idea after finding about the charity Wateraid. Wateraid help communities gain access to clean water and safe water for things like bathing and cleaning and washing. And we found out about this charity, and we found out that people walk up to 10 kilometers a day sometimes to source their own clean water. And with this information, a few weeks later, when we were discussing some people who had traveled around the world by car and by bike, we kind of joked to ourselves, we wonder what it would be like to walk around the world. That kind of joke kind of snowballed, and a year later we were ready to go at Cardiff Castle in the UK. We tried to kind of pick a location where the furthest thing we could think of, the furthest place, and we came up with Australia. And we realized, I wonder if there's a Cardiff in Australia. Turns out there is. So the route was from Cardiff, Wales to Cardiff, New South Wales. We originally scheduled 3 years for this walk. We thought, we've got this. It's walking. It's fine. Fortunately, it took 5 years, 1 month, and 3 days. Cheers, thanks. So when we decided we were going to undertake this kind of project, we realized that we definitely, being the inspiration for the walk, we wanted to definitely raise money for Wateraid, so that's what we did. Unfortunately, so many things happened within the 5 years. I tried to distill it into 12 minutes for you. So I started off with like 20 slides, and now I'm down to like 4. 2 of them are the same picture. So this is the route, Cardiff to Cardiff, and this was our lunchtime in Europe. Temperatures got down to like -30. We had like 2 sleeping bags, and as you can see, it was cold. So this was Ukraine and Russia. And the next one, that was Kazakhstan, where we went to the desert. A lot of weird things and surreal things happened on this journey, and they'll probably never ever happen to me ever again, hopefully, fingers crossed. We went through deserts, we went through jungles, we went through mountains, we went through 2 deserts, jungles, mountains, and I even ended up going to jail for a few days in Kyrgyzstan. And at that point, my walking partner, decided to go home, so I had to decide to carry on. I had to go home or carry on alone. And we even, at some point in this desert here, fell foul to the issue that we were trying to raise money for clean water access. I would end up suffering from dysentery in the desert. We would have to source our own water and things, and we would use local wells, and people's just generosity would help us through. And the journey that I'm telling you about essentially was one stitched together by thousands of people around the world. They helped us on a daily basis. They helped us. They helped feed us, water us, give us a place to sleep, and that's kind of, I suppose, the idea behind what I wanted to share with you, was that the idea of getting out of your comfort zone and going to go do things, you'll meet people along the way. And so I've had some kind of time to reflect on why I did this walk, and I've so had a lot of time alone in the last 3-4 years. And the only thing I could come up with was like I'm originally from London, and back in the day, we moved from London to Reading, and it was a smaller town than we were used to. So we went from this kind of hustle and bustle, shouting, screaming, pushing, to standing in a queue quietly, nicely, saying please and thank you, and what we thought was just really refined. It turns out it's just manners. And suddenly we were in this new world. And I think my mother didn't really know how to kind of guide us in this new world. And we were all from London. We didn't really know what was going on very much. And so she kind of took us on journeys. We'd just walk, and we'd walk around Reading. I think I've ever seen every street there is in this town called Reading in the UK. And I think it was her attempt to try and make us more comfortable in a place we didn't know and kind of get us used to our surroundings. And it worked. We eventually made Reading our own. We made Reading ours, me and my sister. And we met so many strange people along the way, just going to college and going to work and going to town. Sometimes we'd just have a day off and we would just walk to town and come back. So this was something I've been doing for a long time. So walking in the desert, suddenly I realized, oh, yeah, I think I might just be that guy that walks everywhere. Like 2 years into this walk. But yeah, and that kind of rubbed off on the journey. So the people that we met when we were walking around Reading, we ended up meeting people everywhere along this journey. This is, the fourth slide. This is the last slide. We're woefully underprepared for the slides. So along this journey, we just met countless people who helped us. The same type of people that we met in our local town and back in Reading. And these people were the ones that made Boardwalk possible. There was a guy in Russia that we met called Valentin. It was probably in the most violent part of Russia, where we were told that people would try and fight me because of the color of my skin. People would tell me I wasn't allowed to be there because of the color of my skin. And then this lovely part of Russia, a man called Valentin knocked on a bedroom door that we were staying in with a 2-kilogram box of walnuts and asked and told us that we'd need them for strength on the walk because we were walking. He thought we were just walking across Russia. In fact, we told him what we were doing, and he was just baffled. So he invited us for dinner that night. Turns out that he has a friend in Kazakhstan further down. So he drove out 1,000 kilometers a month later to come and have lunch with us, just by the side of the road. He got a camp stove out and just started making lunch. And so he dragged his friend with him for 1,000 kilometers to come and have lunch. And it's people like this that have made Boardwalk possible. And I suppose it's a testament to what we can do if we kind of pool our resources together and try and make stuff happen. And I suppose that's what kind of this route signifies now. With the help of people like Valentin, what we ended up doing was raising enough money to try and, we did. We raised enough money to create public water access points for over 400 families. And that was only possible due to the people that we met on the road, whether it be families, individuals, communities. In Singapore, I was in the local newspaper, and I put my email address in the article. In hindsight, terrible idea. You get some real strange people that will email you. But they emailed me and they told me their story, and they decided to come and walk across Singapore. Fortunately for them, it's not a large country, so it was like 30 kilometers, so it was like one day. But there was like 20 of us just walking across the city, essentially. And yeah, we were able to work together as a community, get me across the country, and then eventually over to Australia, where I think Australia personified the idea that everybody can work together. Every single day in Australia, we walked from Perth to Sydney. We met somebody who was willing to help us and give us some water, give us some food, mainly fruit because of the fruit borders. They were just chucking bags of fruit at us. But it helped, we weren't complaining. And so I think one thing that Border Walk has taught me is that you don't have to be special to achieve something special. And you can work as a community and a team to try and achieve something that's special. Even if it's just you doing the walk-in, there's about 20 other people behind you helping you and making it possible. And that doesn't just go for complete strangers in random communities around the world. That goes for family, friends back home. Everybody was involved in the logistics of this project. My sister was literally the admin for everything. She would be the ones writing the letters and writing the emails to people and helping me out when I was just in the middle of a desert, hundreds of kilometers from anywhere. And yeah, so it kind of it demonstrates the idea that you don't have to be special to achieve something special. When I came up with the idea with a friend in university, we weren't like ex-military, we weren't endurance athletes, and we weren't even particularly outdoorsy. We just kind of had this idea, and it kind of snowballed, and we thought we're going to run with it, or walk. And so we did. And even though it was only supposed to take 3 years, that ended up taking, like I said, 5 years, 1 month, and 3 days. So I think one of the things that I would like to leave you with was maybe, start thinking about your own adventure and what you would do, how you would do it. And I think we're probably in a great space right now. If you all look around, there's somebody here that will be able to help you. And hopefully I'll be one of them. We'll see. But yeah, later on there will be a workshop. So come and have a look and see what there is to do.
The Hero Roundtables are the global events that ask the question, what is a hero? You've just seen one hero talk. To find more and join the conversation, visit our website or social media.